All right, this video will help you do the order of operations worksheets A and B in this week's packet. For fourth grade purposes, this is your order of operations. There are actually more, but in fourth grade, these are the ones that we learn first. These actually are the first three, so we don't do the other ones until later on in elementary and middle school. So, order of operations means what do I do first in a problem to solve it? And this isn't just like Miss Terry's rules. These aren't, St. Gregory's rules or your math workbook rules or anything. This is how all mathematicians work out problems. You start with parentheses. You always do what's in parentheses first. And then you go to multiplication and or division left and right. Multiplication and division are like on equal footing. So if a multiplication comes first, then you do it first. If a division problem comes first or is on the left first, you do it. So multiplication and division are on equal footing, and addition and subtraction also are on equal footing. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So we always do the parentheses, then multiply or divide left to right, then add or subtract left to right. So if we look at our first problem here, we see that there are no parentheses. So we're just going to go right here and we're going to say, oh, is there any multiplication or division left to right? Yes, there is. We do multiplication. So we have to do this first because in order of operations, it says do the multiplication or the division first. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now, this is how I like to teach students to do it. I've done this part. So on my paper, I am going to cross that out. And then I'm going to bring this part down. So I'm going to put a subtraction sign down there, and then I'm going to put my 5. I'm going to bring what I haven't done yet, I'm going to bring it down here. So now I can see what the next part of the problem is. It's 5 minus 3, and 5 minus 3 is 2. So we did the division part first, then we did the subtraction part because we're following the order of operations. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one, we have 6 times 3 plus 4. What do we do first? Anything in parentheses? We don't have anything. Next, we do multiplication and division left to right. Let's look down here through the problem. The first thing we have to do is multiply. So we have to multiply 6 times 3. And when we multiply 6 times 3, what do we get? 18. I'm going to go up here with my pencil, and I'm going to cross this part off because I've done it. Then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to say, but I haven't done this part. So I'm going to put in plus 4. Now notice that I put in the plus 4 after the 18. Has to go there. Notice up here, I did this part first and got 3, and I put the 5 minus in front of it. That's very important. It was at the front of the problem, so you put it back at the front of the problem. If you didn't, you would have ended up with 3 minus 5. And as you know, we can't do that. That leads to negative numbers. We haven't covered negative numbers yet. Anyway, let's get back to this problem. So now we have 18 plus 4. What do we get? We get 22. All right. So let's do 6 times 2 divided by 3. Let's go back up here and look at our order of operations. We have parentheses first. Do we have any parentheses? We do not. The next thing we have is multiply or divide, left to right. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes, we do. We have to go left to right. So, we have multiplication. We have to do that first. What is 6 times 2? It is 12. Then I'm going to take my pencil, cross that part out because I've done it. And then I'm going to take this part and I'm going to do a little copy and paste here. And I have to paste it right there. And you're going to use your pencil. And then we're going to say, what is 12 divided by 3? It is 4. All right, I'm going to back up here a little bit just so I can see my order of operations. I might not be able to do that. All right, so our next problem is 8 plus 4 times 5. So our first step is parentheses. Do we have any parentheses? We do not. Do we have any multiplication or division left to right? Let's start over here. That's a plus sign. There's a multiplication problem. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 5. When I multiply 4 times 5, what do I get? 20. I'm going to take my pencil, cross this part out. Then I'm going to take 8 plus, and it is on the left side. So I'm going to write it down on the left side of my problem right here. All right, I do not want to transfer it over to this side. I want to keep it on this side. What is 8 plus 20? It is 28. All right, next we have, I'm going to transfer my order of operations down to this next page so we can keep track of it. All right, so we'll keep track of all of our steps here. I want to do lots of these problems with you. All right, parentheses, no parentheses. Multiply or divide left to right. Let's see. Oh, there's a division, and it's on the left. It's the first thing. This is what I'm talking about when I say multiplication and division are on equal footing. That means whichever one comes first, left to right, you do it first. Just because the word multiply is written here first, doesn't mean that it has to go first. These are on equal footing. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to cross that out because I have done that part of the problem, but I have not done this part of the problem. So I'm going to use my pencil, or in this case my computer, and copy it down here on the right side because that's where it's at. 5 times 6 now is 30. All right, let's look at the next one. 7 minus 4 plus 8. Are there any parentheses? There are not. Is there any multiplication or division? There is not. Is there any addition or subtraction? Yes, there is. So I do whichever comes first, left to right. So I have to do 7 minus 4 first. And what is 7 minus 4? It is 3. And I want to cross this out because I have done that part. And then I'm going to take this part and I'm going to copy it down here. And then I'm going to say, what is 3 plus 8? It is 11. Now, when you're in the fourth grade, I insist that you do it like that, that you cross out the part you've done and that you copy this part and you do it in steps. Because in the fourth grade, you're not ready to do too many steps at a time. All right, let's look at this one. We do anything that's in parentheses first, and we do parentheses left to right also. So we're going to do this one first before we do that one. So what is 3 plus 2? It is 5. And then I'm going to cross this out with my pencil. And then I'm going to copy this part with my pencil and write it down here. And then I'm going to do this part. What is 6 plus 7? It is 13. And I've done this part. I'm going to cross it out with my pencil. And now I have this part left. So I'm going to copy that down with my pencil. And now I have 5 plus 13. When you add that together, what do you get? You get 18. All right, we've got 2 more problems to do together. These become a little more complicated. Do we have any parentheses? Yes, we do. We do parentheses left to right. So we have to do this one. It's on the left. So what is 3 times 2? It is 6. I'm going to cross this part out with my pencil. I don't want to cross out. I'm going to cross this part out with my pencil. And I'm going to write down everything else. So this 2 times, you have to write it in front of or to the left of the 6 because it was to the left of this 3 times 2. This part right here, the plus sign with the 8 minus 4, it is on the right. So you have to keep everything in order. It has to go on this side of the 6. What do we do next? We do the next part of the parentheses. What is 8 minus 4? 8 minus 4 is 4. Then we're going to cross this part out with our pencil, and we're going to copy down all of this and put it to the left or in front of 4, like this. And now we have 2 times 6 plus 4. According to our order of operations, what are we going to do next? We're done with all the parentheses. We're going to multiply or divide left to right. Do we have any multiplication or division? We do. Right here we have multiplication. So what is 2 times 6? 2 times 6 is 12. So we're going to write our 12 down right here. And we're going to cross it out with our pencil. We haven't done this part yet, so we're going to copy that down and put it here after the 12. And our final step is 12 plus 4. What is 12 plus 4? It is 16. So our final answer is 16. Now this took several steps. When you do it one step at a time, you'll be able to do it successfully. If you try to do a bunch of steps at a time, you will probably not end up being successful. You're just now learning this skill. Do it one step at a time. We will do one more problem together, And I'm going to copy these steps and put them at the top of this last page. So we've got all of our steps here. Parentheses, multiply and divide left to right, add and subtract left to right. And when you're brand new at this, I highly recommend that you jot these steps down and keep them handy right in front of you as you're doing each and every problem. So do we have any parentheses? We do, right here. So we're going to do that part first. What is 5 minus 3? It's 2. I'm going to take my pencil and cross that out. Then I'm going to take this 14 divided by, and I'm going to put it right here in my problem. It has to go to the left because it was on the left over here. And the times 6, I'm going to copy it, and it has to go on the right of this 2 because that's where it's at above there. We can't rearrange these. This is not commutative. We cannot rearrange it. So then we have multiplication or division left to right. So what do we come to first? We come to division first. And what is 14 divided by 2? 14 divided by 2 is 7. We're going to cross this part off with our pencil. And then we're going to say, okay, this is the only part we haven't worked with yet. So we are going to copy that down. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to copy that down. 1 is 7 times 6. It is 42. We don't have anything else to write. So this was 4 steps. But do each step individually. I can't stress that enough. And copy these down and keep them handy.